The brutal battle for the control of El-Fasher in North Darfur state has raged for at least 14 consecutive months, and caught in the middle of the crossfire has been the city's inhabitants, numbering as many as 900,000. Many of them fled fighting in other parts of the country, but now face starvation.
Look at this. Even the donkeys in the street won't eat it because it's rotten. We sit in tents covered only with clothes, and the rain falls on our heads 24 hours a day. We hug our children like this to protect them from the rain and wind so they don't get infections. We only eat ombaz, which is animal feed. Can anyone live on this?
The entire city is currently a militarized zone, as Sudan's army and the Darfur Joint Protection Force fend off the RSF from capturing the last state capital in the Darfur region, not currently under their control. The city's remaining residents are hiding from daytime shelling inside their homes, and volunteers move through the town on donkey carts, distributing the little food they can find.
We are hungry, thirsty, barefoot and naked, and shells and ammunition are falling on us day and night. We are living in a dire state of hunger, and we only eat ombaz animal food. Consider our circumstances. We only eat ombaz.
The shells killed our children and innocent people. Now our children are orphans. Their mothers and fathers are dead. We are thirsty, hungry and naked, and our situation is difficult.
Traders say the prices of scarce food have skyrocketed in the market, and due to the impending famine, even the weighing tools have changed in El-Fasher. They no longer measure food in kilograms and sacks here. Food is now being measured in plates. At the same time, barely any fuel is getting in.
We have no goods to trade in, and the random shelling prevents us from engaging in trade. We are now incurring daily losses. Traders are prevented from leaving the city to bring in goods, and they are arrested and killed.
The siege continues despite the worsening humanitarian crisis and confirmations of a famine at the nearby Zamzam displacement camp in April. Now many fear the city of El-Fasher could be heading for the same fate as the brutal conflict continues. David Mbidi, CGTN.
And we earlier spoke to Jerome Tubiana, an operational advisor with the Doctors Without Borders for Sudan. He shared the latest on the worsening humanitarian situation in the besieged city of El-Fasher, the capital of North Darfur. Here's what he had to say.
But there in Zamzam, MSF, we used to be present, and we had surveyed over 40,000 children. It's called a mass screening, and we had found a malnutrition rate of nearly 30%, which means twice above the emergency threshold. And then more data came, which made possible to recognize also the two other IDP camps near El-Fasher called Abu Shok and Salam, as in a famine as well. Currently, the latest data we got is of 38% in some IDP gathering sites inside the city of El-Fasher itself. And the rate was 38% malnutrition, which means famine expanded. It's also aggravated. And it definitely includes the whole city of El-Fasher and the two remaining IDP camps nearby, because Zamzam IDP camp was actually attacked and destroyed lately. So there is no more people living there, unfortunately. El-Fasher city and IDP camps around it have been under a siege for more than a year now by the Rapid Support Forces. And that siege gradually made almost impossible for either traders or humanitarian organizations like us to bring any food or medical supplies. Some people from El-Fasher, traders, tried themselves to travel to the areas called Tawila, from where we operated, and they were trying to buy food on the market and bring it on camels or even donkeys, or walking by night, hiding, but it was very dangerous. Some of those people trying to bring food were actually shot dead or injured, and we actually treated several of them in our hospital in Tawila. The consequences are really bad. I mean, people are starving, and now in El-Fasher, the news we have is they're actually eating a residue of groundnuts grounded in mills for oil and other products like that, which are usually animal fodder, usually used to feed animals. And it's been lasting since almost a year now, people have been starting to eating that and even selling that animal food. At times, they also manage to eat wild plants, but it's really very insufficient, and that's why people are starving. And currently, there's an epidemic of cholera, and we treated already in a month. We opened a cholera treatment center in Tawila, in that same place. The patients are mostly displaced people coming from El-Fasher, and in a month we treated almost 3,000 cases.